Welcome to Signal Breakdown. Tonight we enter the eerie, rain-soaked hills of Gochujang, a quiet Korean village veiled in fog, myth, and something far more terrifying than rumor. A place where evil doesn't knock. It waits. This is The Wailing, the 2016 psychological horror masterpiece by director Na Hong-jin. A chilling fusion of religious dread, shamanic ritual, and the slow, devastating collapse of a father caught between fear and faith. In this story, evil wears no single face, and by the time you realize what it truly is, you're already part of it. Let's begin. Officer Jong-gu is no hero. He stumbles through crime scenes. He cares more about keeping dry under his umbrella than pursuing justice. He's not a bad man, just numb, worn down, dull. His mornings begin with idle gossip and lukewarm coffee. Then one day, a man butchers his entire family. Blank eyes, skin blistered with lesions, mutilated bodies. It's the third case this month, and it's only the beginning. This murder looked anything but normal. It felt less like a crime and more like a message. Nothing about the scene made sense. No signs of struggle, no clear motive. Just silence, horror, and the sense that something unnatural had occurred. At first, Jong-gu tries to rationalize the horrors. Bad mushrooms, drugs, psychosis, anything but evil. But then the whispers begin, about a mysterious Japanese man living in the woods. The villagers say he's unnatural, they blame him. Jong-gu laughs. Superstition, he says, until they find the killer's daughter curled up in a closet. Foaming at the mouth, her voice broken into gibberish. She has the rash, too, same as the others. The next day, they arrive at another grisly scene. As they cross the yellow tape, a silence grips the team like a noose tightening around the neck. Something about this scene is hauntingly familiar. The way the victim is posed. Too exact. Too deliberate. This isn't random. This can't be a coincidence, whispers Officer Colin, his voice cracking as he kneels by the body. They thought the last murder was a freak tragedy, a one-off. But now, faced with a near-identical crime, their certainty starts to unravel. The repetition is chilling, ritualistic almost. Someone is recreating death with purpose. The team dives into old case files, desperately searching for patterns. Photos, forensics, psychological profiles, and with every discovery, the fog thickens. The mystery no longer feels human. And then, Jong-gu's own daughter Hyojin begins to change. She was joyful, curious, full of light. Now, she snarls. She curses with voices not her own. She bites strangers. She gorges herself like a starving beast. She looks at her father with eyes filled with hate and calls him a bastard. Jong-gu tries to slap the madness away only to collapse in tears. His little girl is slipping away, and the rash is spreading. Desperate, Jong-gu and his partner venture into the forest, to the Japanese man's mountain cabin. Inside, they find a grotesque nightmare. Walls lined with burnt photographs. Towers of rotting shoes, jars of blood, dead animals, stones arranged like altars. This isn't superstition anymore, it's something far darker. It's ritual. Then he finds it. A photo of a girl from a previous crime. Same rash, same stare. He panics, smashes the altar and hears movement. From inside the walls, the stranger appears. Outside, watching. Not running, not speaking. Just watching. As Jong-gu spirals, a woman in white begins to appear. She warns him, the Japanese man's the source. The one doing this. But who is she? She knows too much. She sees what no one else can. She vanishes when others appear. Ghost? Guardian? Something else? She gives Jong-gu a chilling ultimatum. If you return home before the rooster crows 3 times, your family will die. But fear clouds his judgment. Doubt creeps in. Now Enter Il Guang. He limps down the path to his home, every step a battle against the pain eating through his body. His breath is shallow, his eyes heavy with exhaustion. Then he sees it. A dead goat, strung up like a grotesque offering, hanging from the iron gate. Its lifeless eyes staring into nothing. The air is thick with rot and old blood. Il Guang freezes, overtaken by dread. It's not just a warning, it's a curse. Still, he presses on, toward the hospital, toward hope. Back at the village, Jonggu's mother-in-law hires a professional shaman. He's vibrant, expensive, confident. He prepares for a gut ritual, a fierce Korean exorcism. Drums pound like war. Goat's blood splashes across the dirt. A woman screams as if her soul is being torn in half. Jonggu watches in silent agony, but at that same moment, the Japanese man performs his own ritual. Dark, intentional, controlled, two forces, opposed, two dances of power. But which one is casting the evil, and which one is trying to contain it? Hyo-jin shrieks. Blood pours from her ears, her spine twists, her body convulses. Jonggu can't take it. He tears into the ceremony, crying, "You're killing her!" But maybe that's what the demon wanted all along. In a final act of desperation, Jonggu's cousin, a young deacon, takes a different route. He confronts the Japanese man, offers holy prayers, tries to pierce the darkness with light. The man collapses, but once the deacon leaves, he opens his eyes, smiles, and takes a photograph. It's subtle, but crucial. In the Wailing, photography is not memory, it's entrapment. To be photographed by the demon is to be owned. The deacon's soul is now marked. Far away, the shaman feels it. His nose begins to bleed violently. A sinister omen. He vomits in the street. Something is coming. Panic takes over. He tries to flee. But something shadowy, shapeless, blocks his path. He can't escape. He returns shaken, only to find Jonggu waiting, and the shaman says something that shatters what little clarity remains. The Japanese man wasn't evil. Instead, the real evil is closer. A girl in white, near Jonggu's house. One who wields black magic darker than anything they imagined. The fear tightens. Back home, Hyojin begs her father, "Please don't go." She's calm, she's clear. For a moment, she's herself again, but Jonggu is too broken to believe it. He tells her to rest and walks away. She screams behind the door, but he's gone. The woman in white prepares a final trap, a ring of talismans, thorn branches. She says, "He will come here, but you must not return until the third crow." But Jonggu is torn apart by doubt, by pain. He breaks the boundary, he runs home. At the same moment, the Japanese man steps over the trap. Unaffected. It wasn't for him. It was for Jonggu. The real curse was his disbelief. Back at the shrine, the deacon finds one last terrible secret. A locked drawer, inside photos. Every cursed victim, including Hyojin. Each picture taken before the infection. Proof. This man is not a man. He is ancient, evil. He has been collecting souls longer than anyone knew. The final horror? He asks the deacon to take his photo. The deacon refuses, and then the stranger changes. His smile widens, his hands twist, his form becomes monstrous. He is the devil, and he's been waiting. Jonggu arrives home. Too late. His wife lies lifeless. He dropped to his knees, the world around him collapsing into a hollow silence. His wife lay motionless before him, her lifeless eyes still open, staring into nothing. Time seemed to freeze. His hands trembled as he reached for her, voice breaking into a sob that came from the deepest part of his soul. Tears streamed down his face, not just from sorrow, but from the unbearable weight of helplessness. He clutched her gently as if holding on might bring her back. His daughter, drenched in blood, asked, "Daddy, why did you leave?" He embraces her, forgives her, cries. She smiles. Then she kills him off screen. Because this film doesn't give you mercy, only consequence. After the credits, viewers ask, who was the demon? Was it the stranger, Il Guang? Was the woman in white trying to help? Or was she deceiving? The clues are scattered. The woman in white is never named. She connects with nature, but never touches tech. Her warnings, always conditional. Is she a mudang, a shamanic guardian, or something more primal? Il Guang shifts sides, lies, retreats, returns. Was he corrupted or always a pawn? But the Wailing doesn't want you to know, because evil doesn't thrive in certainty. It thrives in doubt. This isn't a film about exorcism, it's about belief. Yonggu's failure isn't cowardice, it's hesitation. He waits too long, and the devil only needs a second of your doubt to enter. And when he does, the rain falls endlessly, birds scatter. The silence cuts deeper than any scream. The score? Minimal. But when it hits, it hurts. Blood. Always blood. Every scene soaks in consequence. This was The Wailing, a spiritual nightmare that dares you to define evil. And mocks you when you try. Because the real horror? It's not the demon. It's the moment you realize you were never the hero. You were just the witness, and evil? Evil was always watching. Thank you for joining this long-form breakdown. Subscribe to Signal Breakdown for more. Like, comment, share, and remember, if the devil knocked on your door tonight, would you recognize him? Or, like Yonggu, would you invite him in?